Welcome, everyone, to a very special, unprecedented, and incredibly comprehensive deep dive into a story that has completely taken the sports and digital media world by storm. If you've been anywhere near social media, tennis forums, or international sports news networks over the past 48 hours, you have undoubtedly seen the headline that is causing absolute shockwaves across the globe. The headline reads, "Whole World Shocked. Alexandra Eala Rival Viral." There's another vlog with SEA-bling Janice Tjen. This is not just a passing trend. This is a monumental cultural and sporting moment that demands our complete and undivided attention. Today, we are going completely unscripted in spirit, unpacking every single layer of this phenomenon. We are looking at a viral arrival, the explosive impact of the vlog, the incredible dynamic between the Philippine tennis prodigy Alexandra Eala and her Indonesian counterpart, the rising star Janice Tjen, and what this all means for future women's tennis and Southeast Asian representation on the global stage. Let us start with the shock factor. Why is the whole world shocked? In the traditional landscape of professional tennis, the narrative has long been dominated by powerhouses from Europe, the Americas, and select parts of East Asia. The emergence of a true superstar from Southeast Asia has always been a rare and heavily celebrated occurrence. But what we are witnessing right now with Alexandra Eala is entirely unprecedented. Eala is not just climbing the ranks. She is completely redefining what it means to be a modern sports icon. And this recent viral arrival video is the perfect encapsulation of that paradigm shift. When we talk about an athlete's arrival going viral, we are usually talking about massive football stars or Olympic gold medalists returning home. But for a tennis player to command this level of hysteria, this level of passionate fanaticism at an airport arrival, it speaks volumes about her cultural impact. The sheer volume of fans, the flashing cameras, the overwhelming outpouring of national pride. It was a scene reminiscent of a rock star's world tour. But what truly elevated this moment from a simple news highlight to a global trending topic is the digital genius behind it all, the vlog. We are living in an era where the barrier between the athlete and the fan has been completely dismantled. In the past, we only saw these gladiators of the court during their matches or in highly sanitized, strictly controlled post-match press conferences. Now, athletes are taking control of their own narratives. Alexandra Eala has mastered this art. The release of her latest vlog, specifically featuring her dear friend and doubles partner Janice Tjen, has completely broken the internet. The fans have affectionately dubbed them the SEA-blings, a brilliant play on the word siblings, representing their Southeast Asian heritage and their undeniably close bond. This vlog offers a fascinating, unfiltered, and deeply humanizing look behind the curtain of the grueling Women's Tennis Association Tour. It is one thing to see Eala hit a blistering down-the-line forehand, or to see Tjen execute a flawless volley at the net. It is an entirely different and frankly much more captivating experience to see them navigating airports, sharing inside jokes, discussing the intense pressure of professional sports, and simply being young women taking on the world together. The shock that the world is experiencing right now is the realization that these two athletes are not just formidable competitors. They are highly relatable, incredibly charismatic digital personalities who know exactly how to engage their audience. The vlog has bridged the gap between Manila and Jakarta, creating a unified fan base that spans across the entire Southeast Asian archipelago and reaches far beyond into the global tennis community. When you analyze the content of this viral vlog, it becomes abundantly clear why it has resonated so deeply. It strips away the superhuman facade and reveals the grit, the exhaustion, and the pure joy of the journey. We see the real Alexandra Eala, not just the world number 45 who recently cracked the top 50, but the young woman carrying the hopes of an entire nation on her shoulders. We see Janice Tjen, the Indonesian trailblazer who is rewriting history for her own country, matching Eala's energy step for step. Their chemistry is absolutely undeniable. It is a genuine friendship forged in the fires of high-stakes competition. When the vlog dropped, the engagement metrics went through the roof. Comments flooded in from every corner of the globe, praising their authenticity, their sportsmanship, and their unyielding pride in their roots. The arrival scene depicted and discussed in the vlog highlights a critical shift in sports media consumption. Fans no longer want just a highlight reel. They want the entire story. They want the preamble, the journey, the struggles, and the triumphs. By sharing this arrival, by showcasing the chaos and the love from the fans, Eala and Tjen are validating their supporters. They are saying, "We see you, we appreciate you, and you are a part of this journey with us." This level of fan engagement is a masterclass in personal branding. It is why major sponsors are clamoring to be associated with them, and it is why the traditional tennis media establishment is suddenly paying very close attention to everything they do. Furthermore, the whole world-shocked aspect of this headline is deeply tied to the disruption of expectations. For a long time, players from emerging tennis nations were often viewed as underdogs, fighting just to participate. But Eala and Tjen are not just participating. They are arriving with authority. They're arriving in style. They are dictating the conversation. This vlog is a statement of intent. It is a declaration that they belong to the top tier of the sport, not just as players, but as influential figures. The world is shocked because they are watching a complete changing of the guard, a geographical shift in the center of gravity of tennis fandom. We must also consider the psychological impact of this viral moment. For a young athlete, dealing with sudden, explosive global attention can be incredibly daunting. Many falter under the spotlight. Yet, Alexandra Eala seems to thrive in it. She handles the viral fame with an extraordinary level of grace and maturity. And having Janice Tjen by her side in this vlog provides a crucial support system. They are navigating this strange new world of hypervisibility together. The vlog showcases their coping mechanisms, their ability to laugh off the stress, and their laser-like focus on their ultimate goals. This transparency is deeply inspiring to millions of young people who watch them and see a reflection of their own aspirations. To fully grasp the magnitude of this viral arrival and the accompanying vlog, we have to look at the numbers and the historical context. Never before has a Filipino or Indonesian female tennis player generated this much organic, digital momentum simultaneously. The algorithms of social media platforms have recognized the unprecedented engagement rates and are pushing this content to the very top of global feeds. People who have never watched a full tennis match in their lives are suddenly invested in the journey of the SEA-blings. This is the holy grail of sports marketing. Crossover appeal. Eala and Tjen have transcended their sport to become cultural phenomena. As we prepare to transition into a meticulous breakdown of their actual on-court performance, it is vital to remember that this viral fame is not empty hype. It is not manufactured reality television. It is a byproduct of immense, undeniable talent and years of grueling, unseen hard work. The vlog and the viral arrival are simply the visible tip of a massive iceberg. The real story, the substance that backs up the style, is written on the hard courts of the WTA Tour. Their recent exploits, particularly the Abu Dhabi Open, provide the perfect, thrilling context for why this vlog is performing so astronomically well. The world is shocked by the vlog, yes, but the tennis world was already put on notice by their rackets. Now that we have thoroughly unpacked the culture explosion caused by the viral arrival in the vlog, we must dive deep into the very core of this phenomenon, the tennis. Because make no mistake, without the spectacular performances on the court, the off-court hype would not exist. The story of Alexandra Eala and Janice Tjen is currently being written in the highest echelons of the Women's Tennis Association Tour, and their recent campaign at the WTA 500 Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open is nothing short of legendary. This tournament served as the ultimate proving ground for the SEA-blings, a dramatic theater where they showcase exactly why they are the most exciting storyline in the sport today. Let us meticulously analyze their journey in Abu Dhabi, because it reads like a Hollywood script. The decision for Alexandra Eala, the pride of the Philippines, to team up with Janice Tjen, the Indonesian rising star, for the doubles tournament was a masterstroke. It was the first ever team-up of these Southeast Asian prodigies, an alliance that instantly sent a ripple of anticipation to the regional fan bases. But teaming up is one thing. Performing at a WTA 500 event, a tournament stacked with seasoned veteran doubles specialists, is an entirely different beast. Their opening match in a round of 16 was a baptism by fire. They were drawn against a formidable Canadian-French tandem of Fernandez and Mladenovic. Fernandez is a Grand Slam singles finalist, a player known for her incredible court coverage and fighting spirit. Mladenovic is a multi-time Grand Slam doubles champion, a veritable titan of the doubles game with unparalleled experience at the net. On paper, this was a monumental mismatch. The young and proven SEA-blings were facing a mountain. But matches are not won on paper. The opening set was a tense, tightly contested affair. The experience of Fernandez and Mladenovic was evident early on as they pushed the Southeast Asian pair, testing their communication and their nerves. Eala and Tjen found themselves in a precarious position, trailing early. But this is where the mental fortitude that we saw glimpses of in the vlog truly shone through. They did not panic. They held their ground, recovered from a 0-2 deficit, and fought their way back into the set. Holding set point at 5-4, they forced their opponents to dig deep. Ultimately, Eala and Tjen snatched the first set 7-5 in a display of gutsy, fearless tennis that had the Abu Dhabi crowd on its feet. However, champions do not go down without a fight. In the second set, Fernandez and Mladenovic adjusted their tactics. They used their immense experience to dictate the tempo, targeting the seams in the Eala-Tjen defense. The veteran pair seized control and leveled the match with a decisive 6-3 win. Suddenly, the momentum had completely shifted. The young challengers were backed into a corner, facing a deciding 10-point match tiebreak against two of the most fierce competitors on the tour. This match tiebreak is where legends are born. It was packed with wild momentum swings, a true roller coaster of emotions. Eala and Tjen jumped out to an early 2-0 lead, playing with aggressive intent. They extended that lead to 5-3, maintaining their composure even after a costly double fault threatened to derail them. The tension was palpable as the score reached a nail-biting 6-6 deadlock at the change of ends. This was the crucible. This was the moment where experience usually prevails over youth. But Eala and Tjen dug into a reserve of sheer willpower, feeding off the electric energy of the crowd, which had firmly positioned itself behind the underdog SEA-blings. They unleashed back-to-back stunning net winners. They pulled ahead to 9-6, earning themselves match points, and eventually closed out the seasoned veterans to claim a 7-5, 3-6, 10-6 victory. It was a dramatic, statement-making triumph that instantly justified all the hype surrounding their partnership. But the story did not end there. Riding the massive wave of confidence from their opening round upset, Eala and Tjen marched into quarterfinals to face another massive hurdle. The second-seeded team of Zhang Shuai and Christina Buxa. Once again, they were the heavy underdogs. Once again, they were facing established, elite-level doubles players. And once again, they delivered a performance that defied all expectations. The synergy between Eala and Tjen was evolving in real time. Eala, carrying the heavy artillery from a baseline, dictated the rallies with her punishing forehand. Tjen, displaying incredible reflexes and tactical awareness, became an absolute wall at the net, cutting off angles and putting away volleys with clinical precision. They dismantled the second seeds, stunning analysts and fans alike, and stormed into the semifinals. This was no longer a cute story about a new partnership. This was a serious run at a major WTA title. The semifinal, however, brought a harsh dose of reality. Up against the fourth-seeded pairing of Teresa Milikova and Olivia Nichols, the physical and emotional toll of their spectacular run began to show. Milikova and Nichols are a highly synchronized, tactically astute doubles powerhouse. They recognized the threat posed by the SEA-blings and executed a flawless game plan. Eala and Tjen, perhaps running on fumes after their back-to-back giant-killing performances, struggled to find the same level of intensity. Despite staying close in the opening set and fighting hard to keep it 5-4, they eventually surrendered the first set 6-4. In the second set, the seasoned tactics of Milikova and Nichols proved too much. Eala and Tjen fell behind 0-3 and could not find the breakthrough they desperately needed, ultimately bowing out with a 6-4, 6-2 defeat. While the loss was undoubtedly heartbreaking, as Eala and Tjen had given absolutely everything they had, the broader perspective is overwhelmingly positive. Reaching the semifinals of the WTA 500 event in their very first outing as a team is an astronomical achievement. It is a massive win for Southeast Asian tennis. They prove that they can stand toe-to-toe with the very best in the world. They prove that their chemistry, while new, is exceptionally potent. The semifinal loss was not a failure. It was a necessary learning experience, a stepping stone on their journey to the top TL fully appreciate the magnitude of their doubles run, we must also examine their parallel singles campaigns, because these two young women are, first and foremost, ambitious singles competitors. Alexandra Eala's singles run in Abu Dhabi was equally impressive and indicative of her rapid ascent. She entered the tournament ranked at a career-high world number 45, a historic milestone that made her the first Filipino player ever to crack the WTA Top 50. This ranking was a result of a grueling, consistent early-season grind, including a title at the Quezon Classic exhibition and a strong quarterfinal showing at the Philippine Women's Open in Manila. In the opening round of the Abu Dhabi singles draw, Eala faced a familiar face, her close friend Zeynep Sanmez of Turkey. Putting friendship aside, Eala produced a clinical display of tennis, taking the match 6-4, 6-3. She showed immense poise, particularly in the second set, where she fended off a brief comeback attempt from Sanmez to close out the match under pressure. Eala then advanced to face Alexandra Sasnovich in the round of 16, where she orchestrated a brilliant come-from-behind victory, proving her mental resilience yet again. Her singles campaign eventually came to an end in the quarterfinals against the highly experienced Ekaterina Alexandrova. Playing both singles and doubles at an elite level is incredibly taxing, and the fatigue undoubtedly played a role in her quarterfinal exit. However, reaching the quarterfinals of the WTA 500 event in singles, while simultaneously making the semifinals in doubles, cemented her status as one of the most dangerous and versatile young players on the tour. Janice Tjen's singles journey in Abu Dhabi was shorter, as she bowed out in the second round to the powerful Russian Ludmila Samsonova, 6-2, 6-2. Samsonova's blistering pace and overwhelming power were a difficult matchup for Tjen on that given day. However, Tjen's presence in the main draw of a WTA 500 event is a testament to her own rapid rise. Let's not forget that late last year, Tjen burst onto the global scene by qualifying for the U.S. Open main draw and subsequently reaching the quarterfinals of the WTA 250 event in Sao Paulo, Brazil. In doing so, she became the first Indonesian woman to reach a WTA quarterfinal in 2 decades. Speaking of Sao Paulo, it is crucial to look back at that specific tournament to truly understand the dynamic between Eala and Tjen. In a poetic twist of fate, their respective breakout runs in Brazil culminated in a direct clash against each other in the quarterfinals. It was a highly anticipated matchup, the established Filipino prodigy versus the surging Indonesian trailblazer. On that day in September 2025, Tjen played arguably the match of her life, stunning Eala with a 6-4, 6-1 victory. That match proved that Tjen belongs at the highest level. But more importantly, it established a profound mutual respect between the two competitors. The fact that they can battle so fiercely on opposite sides of the net and then seamlessly transition into a highly effective, deeply bonded doubles partnership just a few months later in Abu Dhabi speaks volumes about their professionalism and their character. This is a foundation of the SEA-bling relationship. It is built on mutual admiration, shared struggles, and a collective desire to elevate their region in the world of tennis. When you look at the tactical breakdown of their doubles play, it becomes clear why they were so successful in Abu Dhabi, despite their limited time playing together. Alexandra Eala brings the heavy artillery. Her left-handed serve creates difficult, spinning angles that pull opponents off the court. Her ground strokes, particularly her forehand, are hit with immense pace and topspin, pinning the opposing baseline player deep behind the court. This relentless baseline pressure creates opportunities, and that is where Janice Tjen shines. Tjen has incredibly soft hands, phenomenal anticipation, and lightning-fast reflexes at the net. When Eala forces a weak reply or a floating ball, Tjen is there to mercilessly put away the volley. They are a classic power and finesse combination, a dynamic duo that forces opponents to constantly adjust their strategy. As they continue to play together, as their communication and court awareness become even more synchronized, they have the potential to become a perennial force in the doubles rankings, challenging for Grand Slam titles in the near future. The extensive coverage of their matches, the viral highlight reels showing Eala's blistering passing shots and Tjen's acrobatic volleys, have fundamentally changed how tennis is viewed in the Philippines and Indonesia. It is no longer just a niche sport for the elite. It has become a mainstream obsession. The daily news updates from Abu Dhabi were treated like national events. Every break point saved, every tiebreak won, was celebrated in living rooms, cafes, and across social media platforms. They are carrying the weight of millions of expectations, but instead of crushing them, this pressure seems to be forging them into diamonds. The deep dive into their recent performances clearly illustrates that the viral vlog and the chaotic airport arrival are completely justified. The world is paying attention because they are producing undeniable results on the court. They are not just internet personalities who happen to play tennis. They are elite tennis players who happen to have captivating personalities. This distinction is crucial. The substance of their game validates the massive hype surrounding their off-court endeavors. They are the complete package, the modern athlete defined. Fiercely competitive, culturally significant, and digitally fluent. As we bring this extensive, exhaustive analysis toward its conclusion, we must pull back the lens and look at the broader implications of this entire saga. The headline that shocked the world, the viral arrival and the explosive vlog of Alexandra Eala and Janice Tjen, is not the end of the story. It is merely a spectacular opening chapter in what promises to be a defining era for Southeast Asian sports. We have dissected the cultural impact of their digital presence, and we have broken down the tactical brilliance of their historic run in Abu Dhabi. Now, we must look to the horizon. We must discuss the legacy they are currently building in real time and the immense road that lies ahead of them. First and foremost, the immediate future demands our attention. Following the physical and emotional roller coaster of the Abu Dhabi Open, the tennis calendar does not stop. For Alexandra Eala, the grind continues immediately. The tennis world's focus now shifts to the Middle East once again, specifically to the Qatar Total Energies Open, a prestigious WTA 1000 event. The stakes are higher, the competition is even more fierce, and the spotlight will be brighter than ever. Eala, currently holding strong at her career-best ranking of world number 45, will have to navigate a treacherous main draw filled with the absolute elite of the sport, including titans like Iga Swiatek, Elena Rybakina, and Coco Gauff. This upcoming tournament in Qatar is a crucial acid test for Eala. Coming off the high of the viral arrival, the successful vlog launch, and the deep run in Abu Dhabi, the pressure performed consistently at the WTA 1000 level is immense. The physical recovery from the grueling matches in the UAE will be a primary factor, but perhaps more importantly, the mental recovery and the ability to refocus amidst the swirling media tornado will dictate her success. The mark of a true champion is the ability to compartmentalize the off-court fame and deliver ruthless execution between the white lines of the tennis court. The entire nation of the Philippines, and indeed her newfound global fan base, will be watching with bated breath to see how she responds to this challenge. While she is not slated to play doubles in Qatar, meaning the SEA-bling partnership will be temporarily paused, the spirit of that alliance will undoubtedly carry forward. This brings us to the profound concept of legacy. What Alexandra Eala and Janice Tjen are achieving right now transcends individual tournament victories or ranking points. They are actively dismantling long-standing geographical biases in the sport of tennis. For decades, a young girl picking up a racket in Manila or Jakarta had very few local idols playing at the absolute pinnacle of the WTA Tour to look up to. The pathway to professional success seemed impossibly distant, shrouded by a lack of infrastructure, funding, and international exposure. Eala and Tjen are shattering that glass ceiling into a million pieces. They are proving that world-class talent can absolutely be cultivated in Southeast Asia. The viral vlog, with all its chaotic charm and authentic behind-the-scenes footage, is perhaps the most powerful tool in this endeavor. When a young aspiring athlete in the provinces of the Philippines or the islands of Indonesia watches that vlog, they don't just see untouchable superstars. They see themselves. They see young women who speak their language, who understand their culture, and who have fought through the same regional challenges to stand on the global stage. This representation is not just symbolic. It is fiercely practical. It inspires belief. It drives young players to train harder, to dream bigger, and to demand more from their local sports federations. Furthermore, the SEA-bling phenomenon highlights the immense power of regional solidarity. By teaming up, Eala and Tjen have combined the fan bases of two incredibly passionate, digitally active nations. The Philippines and Indonesia are social media powerhouses. When their citizens rally behind a common cause, the digital footprint is massive enough to command the attention of global media conglomerates and massive corporate sponsors. This unified front provides a template for future athletes from a region. It shows that collaboration and mutual support can amplify an athlete's voice and marketability far beyond what they could achieve individually. The legacy of the SEA-blings will be one of unity, proving that the whole of Southeast Asian sports can be significantly greater than the sum of its parts. We must also reflect on the evolving nature of sports journalism and fandom that this event perfectly illustrates. As a presenter delivering this deep dive, I am keenly aware that the traditional news cycle is struggling to keep pace with the direct-to-fan communication mastered by athletes like Eala. The vlog was the primary source. The traditional media was left to react to the waves it created. This shift requires us to analyze not just the forehands and backhands, but the digital strategy, the personal branding, and the authentic storytelling that athletes are now utilizing. Eala and Tjen are not just playing tennis. They are operating highly sophisticated media enterprises. They are directors, producers, and stars of their own reality, and the world is eagerly subscribing to their channel. As we wrap up this extensive journey through the biggest story in sports right now, I want to turn the conversation over to you, the audience. This deep dive is only as valuable as the discussion it generates. The sheer volume of information we have unpacked today, from the hysteria of the airport arrival and the brilliant marketing of the vlog, to the grueling 3-set battles in Abu Dhabi and the tactical nuances of their doubles partnership, requires collective processing. I want to know your thoughts. What was your immediate reaction when you saw the viral arrival video? Did the vlog change your perspective on the day-to-day life of professional tennis players? When you look at their performance in the Abu Dhabi Open, do you see a doubles team that can genuinely challenge for a Grand Slam title this year? Or do you think they need more time to develop their chemistry? And looking forward to the Qatar Open, how far do you realistically see Alexandra Eala progressing in the singles draw against the absolute titans of the sport? The story of Alexandra Eala and Janice Tjen is moving at lightning speed. It is a narrative of breaking barriers, forging unlikely alliances, and utilizing modern media to captivate a global audience. They have shocked the world with their arrival, but something tells me that the biggest shocks are still yet to come. They have firmly established themselves not just as the future of Southeast Asian tennis, but as absolute forces to be reckoned with in the global sporting landscape. We will be right here, continuing to track every serve, every volley, and every viral vlog update as this incredible journey unfolds.